everyone, how about that? We got the first AHSOKA teaser coming out of Star Wars Celebration London, so now it's time to break it down. It's seeming like a lot of the leaks coming out are coming true, so just be aware that I am going to add some insights from spoilerly leaks that we've gotten from making Star Wars. Alright, here we go. Okay, so the trailer opens with our heroine here going to what looks like to be some sort of temple for the space between worlds. We see her walk up, all stoic. She throws her lightsabers into the ground and does her patented circle cut that we've seen her do in animated Star Wars. And that's how you can tell it's the world between worlds. Just look behind her, look what's on the wall. All the imagery and the symbolism, very similar to what you got in Star Wars Rebels with the world between worlds. Alright, then we get our first shot of Natasha Liu Bordizzo as Sabine with long hair, and she seems to be inhabiting Ezra's old apartment on Lothal, which is pretty cool. But yeah, she let her hair grow out, and she's kind of reflecting, staring at her helmet. There's a little Loth cat. There she is, looking great. I know some people wanted her to shave her head. You never know. I'm guessing once they get the business, she'll be cutting that hair and putting the helmet on. But I think Natasha looks absolutely fantastic. Love the hair dye. But then we get back to AHSOKA, and it looks like, again, these scenes are probably taking place from the same area as the opening of the trailer, and these could very well be the same robots that we saw in The Mandalorian from Morgan Elsbeth. You know, that's one of the leaks we've heard about, that Morgan Elsbeth, which was proven in this trailer, is going to be a main antagonist for AHSOKA. So it looks like she sent her hench robots to do battle with our lady love here. Yeah, looking great. I mean, really, I know a lot of this was probably done on a set, but the visuals looked fantastic, at least in this trailer so far. And there's last shot of, more than likely, a robot that belongs to Morgan Elsbeth, or this new guy that we saw coming up here, Baylan. Hey, but here, look, we got the Phantom, and even better, we got live-action Hera Syndulla piloting the Phantom. She seems to be chasing something. Maybe it's a piece required for the ship that we've been talking about that's Morgan's working on to go find Thrawn, which I believe we also see in this trailer. But there she is, and I think it does look like Mary, what's her name? Mary Elizabeth Winstead, something like that. Obi-Wan Kenobi's wife. Just leave it at that. And there's our boy Chopper. He did make his live-action debut already in Rogue One, but good to see him again back in the pit of the Phantom. And there he is, Ray Stevenson's Baylan. We've been talking about him a lot on the show thanks to making Star Wars leaks, and he looks fantastic. Love the beard, love the all-black tunic, love how he's talking about, you know, war, this, that, and the other thing. Clearly going to be a big thorn in Ahsoka's side. And there is Shin, played by Miss Sakno, something like that. But she's rumored to be Baylan's apprentice, and that's pretty clear now from the trailer, both sporting those orange-red, chaotic-looking lightsabers. So she also is going to give our Rebels heroes in AHSOKA some problems. Alright, speaking of problems, it looks like she was sent to mess with a New Republic ship, because she shows up on the bridge here. This looks to be like the captain or some sort of New Republic officer. And of course, there she is, igniting her blade. We don't really, excuse me, know if she's Sith, but clearly it looks like she's leaning towards the darker side of the Force, like her buddy Baylan. This, again, I think this is a shot of Lothal. There's Sabine on Ezra's kind of tower platform, and that seems to be Ahsoka's ship that she's going to be using in this series. So, you know, Ahsoka's coming here to talk to Sabine again. And there's just another shot to confirm that this is Ezra's tower from Star Wars Rebels on Lothal. And here they are. It looks like they made their way into the city. And this is where Ahsoka is essentially like saying, hey, something's happening. I'm going to need your help. More than likely, all the Thrawn stuff. And, of course, these two are attached at the hip when it comes to Ezra in their search for him. And we know Ezra's attached to Thrawn, so it all makes sense that if Ahsoka is sensing Thrawn is back or hearing Thrawn is back, she's going to go find Sabine. And there she is, looking good again. There's Rosario, looking excellent as Ahsoka. This is all the same conversation here. Okay, here, this seems to be a New Republic capital ship flotilla. I'm guessing this is a part of one of those ships, and we have Mon Mothma with Looks like the New Republic government, or at least maybe it's her cabinet, who knows. But there she is, Genevieve, looking lovely as always. Got some new garb on. You know, it looks like she let her hair grow out a bit more after Return of the Jedi and styled up a bit more, looking a little bit more like the Mon Mothma from Andor, right? And here he is. We got the big name drop. Only saw the back of his head, but Thrawn. And he does look to be on this ship that Morgan, Baylan, and Shin are rumored to be working on to go find him in the unknown regions. And I'll point it out again here in another shot with Morgan. Here, this appears to be Ahsoka coming to meet with that New Republic flotilla. That's her ship, and it looks like the same big capital ships from previously. And here, this is Ahsoka talking about Thrawn becoming the heir to the Empire, which I'm sure some of you loved, you Zahn fans out there. But I believe she's talking to Baylan, and they're in like this force bubble. I can't tell if it's a world between world portal or if it's something similar to the Seeing Stone on Tython, and I'll touch back on this again in a little bit. But there you go. So there, like I said, this I believe is the ship or the device that Morgan has been working on. Teased back in Mando, you know, harvesting Corvus for resources. I'm pretty sure this is the ship. And there she is. She is back. So she survived her duel with Ahsoka, probably because she is a Night Sister witch. All right, so like I said, if you can see here, the lighting's very similar from that scene where Ahsoka's like, Thrawn's heir of the Empire, and I believe, like I said earlier, she's talking to Baylan. They're squaring off somewhere, and it's not clear. Like I said, is this a world between World Portal or something like the Seeing Stone on Tython? But they're definitely going to do some battle, and it looked rad. There we go, General Syndulla essentially saying, hey, something bad's happening, people. Not quite sure who that Mon Cal is, or the other Rebel officer, or New Republic officer, excuse me, but live action hair looking fantastic. This is just picking up again from that exchange with Baylan. They're going to have themselves a little bit of a duel. Should be really cool to see. And then we get into some action. This looks like Shin again, remember Baylan's apprentice. She seems to be chasing down Ahsoka, giving them problems. So Baylan and Shin, as I've been telling you, will be the at least part of the antagonist team for Ahsoka and friends in this series. And here we go, Baylan himself recreating or paying homage to Darth Vader's Rogue One hallway scene. Looks to be just as epic. I'm digging this guy. I think this, I love his getup. I love the robe. Nice and plain. A dark side user without a damn mask. It looks great. But again, it looks like he's ripping off some of Vader's style here. Hey, check this out. That is Ezra, my friends. That is live action Ezra, supposedly played by Iman Esfandi. And it appears that Sabine is kind of looking at him. And this takes place as Ahsoka's essentially saying that the Jedi are gone. There aren't many left. So that's definitely live action Ezra. Great to see. All right, here, I don't know what part of the timeline this is taking place, but this definitely appears to be like an Inquisitor. I don't think this is Baylan or Shin. It seems more like an Inquisitor, so I don't know if this is taking place earlier in the timeline or if there are Inquisitors still popping around with the Remnant. But this dude seems very similar to the Eighth Brother. And I know Eighth Brother died in Rebels, but just hear me out. Either way, it looks like they're fighting on some sort of scrapyard where they're breaking down Imperial ships. So it could be a New Republic world. But like I said, I mean, everything about this character screams Inquisitor. Yeah, you got the dual-bladed hula hoop lightsaber, all that fun stuff, the mask, the all black. So who knows? I'm unsure of the timeline and if Inquisitors would have been kicking around with the Remnant or not. There she is, looking great. Fantastic, Rosario. You're a queen. Same action scene we just saw with the Inquisitor. She's just jumping out of a control room to go fight, it appears like. Hey, it's Huang, the trainer of Jedi. And he says a line here where he's like, you know, maybe it's time to start again. And I'm assuming he's talking to either Sabine or Ahsoka about starting the Jedi Order again. That's just a guess. But good to see him in live action. He's a holdover from the Clone Wars. All right, more of the battle between what I'm guessing is an Inquisitor, or at least a Sith-adjacent dark side person. And that does it for this teaser. Pretty cool stuff. Drop in August 2023. That's the series, so super exciting. And yeah, here we go. Make sure to tune into next week's Star Wars Time show where Nick and I will fully break this down. There's always time for Star Wars Time. Like, subscribe, do what you got to do. We love you. May the Force be with you always.